Maraming salamat muli, Alan. Pero gusto ko lamang susugan yung ating pag-uusap off-cam. Right now, you know what occurred in my mind is itong pag-uusap ng maraming partido, ng maraming tao sa usaping impeachment. Sabi ko nga, off-tangent lang ito ng konti. Sino ba ngayon sa ating political spectrum ang opposition?
First, Kuya Boy, let me just say na I'm really thankful sa Panginoon na active ang mga kababayan natin. Diba? We're criticizing each other, maraming hindi pagkaunawaan, grabe minsan ang batuhan, lalo sa social media. Pero ang maganda, wala tayong ginigising. Karamihan ko, hindi lahat ay gising. Kasi naalala natin yung mga panahon na manggigising ka pa di ba? Kuya Boy, we're one of the very, very few countries in the world, I think 2, 3, 4 lang tayo, na presidential form of government, pero hindi two-party. Iisang administrasyon, yun ang klaro. So, we have the Marcos administration. So, theoretically, anyone who is against the Marcos administration is the opposition. So, meaning, if the liberals are have a historic, the Aquino Marcos, so opposition yung Aquino liberals. Okay. Since nag-away na ang Marcos at Duterte, because that was, yung team unity was a coalition, di ba, nagsama lang. So, hindi na nagsasama ngayon, so opposition din yung Duterte group. Progressive groups in our country have often been supportive of some issues of the administration, but mostly opposition din yan. But what's unique, Kuya Boy, now is that we are opposition against the opposition also. Yung 2022, let's say the Lenny Pangilinan, di ba, group, they're not pro-Duterte. So they're actually in opposition of Duterte, di ba? So kay Duterte naman, anyone who wants to impeach them, natural, hindi nila kasama. So they're also in opposition to each other. So hinalin tulad ko sa 1980s na naalala niyo nung panahon nila, he just passed away, di ba, si Hulk Hogan, si Andre the Giant, yung Royal Rumble. So sanay tayo sa boxing, Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao, Barrios. Pero sa Royal Rumble, pasok mo sa lahat, matira matibay. Medyo ganun nangyayari. The only difference ng konti is, of course, the president is not a re-electionist. Walang re-election si President Bongbong di ba? So si PBBM can be a little bit above the fray and focus on governance. But of course, because it's his administration, whether alay sa House, whether nakikialay din yung iba niya, yung opposition sa kanya, pero kampi sila sa issue against VP Sara. So remember, Kuya Boy, ang underlining polarization dito is 2028.
Okay. Pero valid yung question, di ba?
Oh, yes.
Na parang ang hirap sundan kung sino ang... Because, you know, an administration has to have an opposition.
To your point, that's why, di ba, nagka-issue ng konti, why did Senator Bam and Senator Kiko join the majority?
Right.
And then, Senator Risa joined the minority. But if you look at the votes, Senator Kiko and Senator Bam joined the minority, but Senator Migs and Senator Loren joined the majority sa voting. Kasi nga, yung opposition administration, hindi sa partido lang yan hindi lang sa administration. Ang hindi na pag-uusapan, si Senate Minority Leader, former Senate President Soto, and si Senate President Escudero ay magkapartido sa NPC. So actually, yung majority at minority leaders sa Senate are actually party mates, which happened in the past sa LDP nung bago pa lang ang konstitusyon natin. That's why nga, Kuya Boy, ang tawag sa konstitusyon, a living constitution.
Importante na napapag-usapan dahil noon, mas madali susugan yung halimbawa sinasabi ng opposition, ano ang stand at ano ang ipinaglalaban halimbawa sa administrasyon. Ang problema ngayon dito sa Royal Rumble ay nakakalito sa halimbawa ako, isang layman, dahil dito magkakampi, dito hindi hindi magkakampi, magkalaban dito. Senator Trillanes now is up against Leni Robredo, and Laila de Lima is defending Robredo. You know what I'm saying? Parang, is this healthy to your mind?
Yes and no. Alam mo, may nag-text sa akin si, I think I can name him naman, si Bishop Manny Carlos. Before the debate, he texted me about Genesis 1 to 3. And he was saying na, remember Alan, nung formless yung mundo, before God made the world, formless means chaos. So, ang kalaban is chaos. Ang kalaban is confusion. Order is godly. So, kaya may opposition administration, Kuya Boy. The administration and the opposition should paint a picture of the kind of society they want, di ba? So, like you, Kuya Boy, when you campaign, whether it's for a show, whether it's for an election, when you interview people, di ba? You try to get anong vision nila. Kasi dapat hindi tayo personality-oriented na parang, kasi gusto ko si Kuya Boy at saka barkada ko siya na lang presidente, di ba? It's more of, kasi kwento sa akin ni Kuya Boy na ang gusto niyang society, nakapag-aral lahat kahit na walang pera, na walang tamad kasi pero kwento din ni Kuya Boy, paano magagawa to? Kasi it's one thing to have a vision, the other is how to get there, di ba? But theoretically kasi, Kuya Boy, palinawan dapat yan. Pero di ba may kasabihan nga na pagka hindi ko mapatunayan na puti ako at itim ka, ang gagawin ko, mas gagawin na lang kitang itim kaso sa akin. Di ba? So, batuhan na lang ng puti, confuse everyone. I think I heard that from a former congressman and governor who's a economic analyst. Sabi niya, well, he was saying it on TV. He said, well, if you cannot convince them, confuse them. So, yun ang problema, Kuya Boy. That we are in a state of trying to find our identity as a people. We're trying to articulate what kind of society we want. But our politics, political leaders, political parties, di ba, are more focused now on the parochial technical side of sino magaling na kandidato, paano in-knock out yung kabila.
Sa usaping impeachment, are we in a state, I know this is very general, are we in a state of confusion?
I think so. Well, first of all, Kuya Boy, no?
Trying to go into an order, di ba?
You have more than 110 million Filipinos. It would be unfair to say na 2028 lang yan, walang may gusto ng accountability dyan. But it will also be unfair to say na walang politika dyan. Gusto lang i-knock out si Sara. Kasi nga, iba-iba ang saloobin at ano ng bawat isa eh. So it's also valid saying na bakit si Sara lang ba ang problema sa buong bansa? Siya ba ang gumawa ng baha? Siya ba ang nagnanakaw ng 6 trillion other kung meron pagnanakaw, kung meron man sa confidential funds, almost 7 trillion yung budget. What about there? Yung 7 trillion, yung nakolekta. Yung hindi nakokolekta ng BIR Customs na ninanakaw. So, the thing is, Kuya Boy, in countries na integrity is a core value like Japan and Singapore, their politics can be nasty, but the processes, whether it's elections, whether it's a filing of cases, whether it's investigations into public officers, is very clear. Diba? Kaya, maririnig mo rin doon yung politika lang to. Pero magiging clear sa tao kung, yes, politika, pero may laman. Sa ating kasi, it's always hazy na kalaban lang ba yan, gusto lang ba ipa-disqualify yan. So magulo. Having said that, Kuya Boy, bakit lalong gumulo kapag ka-impeachment? Kasi sanay na tayo na kapag ka-ombudsman, piskalya, korte, may set of rules yan. Diba? So for example, diba, pagka yung judge nakipag-picture sa accused o nakipag-dinner, disqualified yan. Pagka yung judge, kasama yung prosecutor, siya nag-oath sa kanya, ang problema sa 24 senator judges, medyo floating yung rules eh. Diba? And then you have 24 opinions and you have to listen to each and everyone opinion. But itutulay ko lang, Kuya Boy, ah. So dati, kumbaga sa bangka, kung yung 24 senators yung bangka, or yung impeachment issue yung bangka, may katig ka. Meron kang neutral, meron kang Pulse Asia, SWS, na i-report lang. And so far, I'm happy that ganun pa rin sila. I'm not sure of the others, like Okta. I'm not sure if hindi na mamasahe yun. I'm not sure. I'm still studying it. But analyst, di ba? Opinion writers. So dati, pagka news, nasa front page, nasa page 2, pag nasa page 4 or 6, nakalagay opinion. So opinion mo yon, di ba? Pero ngayon, sasabihin analyst, so i-expect mo independent. I-expect mo data ang ilalabas or yung, o kaya let's say, dean ng law school or former justice ng Supreme Court. So in-expect mo, ilalabas niya kung ano yung doktrina ng Supreme Court, kung ano tama at mali. So yun ang katig mo. Katig meaning, yun yung antay na tumaob yung bangka. Ang problema ngayon, everyone wants to be partisan at nagtatago dun sa pagiging analyst, pagiging dean, pagiging Supreme Court Justice, etc. So, imbis na luminaw, lalong gumugulo. Can you imagine, Kuya Boy, nagkasuntukan sa basketball, makinig ka sa side ng Ginebra, makinig ka sa side ng kabilang team na kausap nila, okay lang. Pero yung referee, sabi niya referee, pero minamouth niya yung isang side. So, kung wala tayong referee sa ating bansa, wala tayong mga independent thinkers, analysts, deans, academe, di ba? Then the discussion becomes blurry. Kaya nangyayari, palakasan ng boses both sa mainstream and sa social media. Kasi lahat tayo may role, pero lahat tayo gustong gampanan ang mahigit isang role. So the interviewer wants to be the advocate. The analyst wants to be an analyst, but because he has a side, kung hindi niya mailabas dun sa in-interview, siya na ang pupukpok, di ba? The Supreme Court Justice who wrote something else and then is saying something else ngayon because opinion niya changed because of the personality, not about the law. So, lito ngayon. So, I wonder how law students are viewing us now, same as grade 6 students. Kasi nung panahon namin, even if kamping-kampi ako sa dad ko, for example, he would tell me, Alan, tama na kampihan mo, tama to, pero ito, Alan, mali to. Ha? Kahit ako nagsabi niyan, mali yan. Because nga, Kuya Boy, may ano kaya, may basic ka na sukatan ko ano yung tama at mali. So ngayon, I think, we're trying to redefine everything. Ang problema nga, yung identity at ang vision ng Pilipino, nagugulo din with that.
What should we avoid para hindi tayo dumating sa punto na magkagulo talaga ng gusto?
I'll tell you muna, Kuya Boy, what I think is good. It's number one, it's good everyone's active.
Okay.
Mas gusto ko na yon na nag-aaway-away tayo at iba-iba yung role. Kaso sa 5% of the population nagdidebate, then walang pakialam everyone else, di ba? Okay. Number two, okay na nag-disagree, pero sana may basic na mag-agree tayo. So, for example, di ba, yung sa baha, hindi naman lahat yun sa corruption, pero malaking part nun sa corruption, pero part nun policy din. So, ang problema nga, dahil magulo yung usapan, walang consensus. So, there has to be certain issues na magkaisa tayong Pilipino. I think, Kuya Boy, what we have to avoid is that lahat pinag-aawayan natin eh. Kailangan may core values. Kailangan may sinasanto din tayo.
Oo.
Hindi pwedeng sabihin, ako siga dito, ako ngayon ang nasusunod, ako popular, wala na tayong sasantuhin.
Okay, that brings me to the next topic. Ano bang ating iiwasan para hindi tayo magkagulo-gulo? Democracy essentially is messy. Palagay ko, alam natin lahat yun. Nagkaka-agree tayo doon dahil bawat isa ay may opinion, bawat isa ay may karapatan. Pero in a situation like this, na uumpisahan ko doon sa motion for reconsideration ng House of Congress, na magalang naman ang pagkasulat. Pero fundamentally, ang sinasabi ay you erred. I mean, nagkamali ka, mali ang basa mo, Supreme Court, talk to the Supreme Court, may mga hindi ka nakikita, at saka kami lang ang may karapatan initiate, yes, ng impeachment cases. You have the Supreme Court na nagsabing unconstitutional, lumabag kayo sa 1-year ban or bar, at hindi kayo, walang due process na sinunod. You had the Senate the other day, 19 voted to archive the articles of impeachment. 4 ang nagsabing no, 1 ang nag-abstain. And you have the House of Representatives saying, wala kaming mali, tamang aming ginawa, wala kaming pagkukulang. Kami, nanunood, saan ba ito papunta? At hindi rin solid. Katulad halimbawa, just before we started this conversation, may nahuli akong tanong ni Senator Tito Soto na sinasabing, ba't namin i-archive? May archive, wala naman pala kaming jurisdiction. Ba't namin, I mean, those are just some of the questions. And hahabaan ko na. You have, for example, Senator Amy Marcos, while explaining her vote, was very direct about ang tanggalin niyo ay, I mean, of course, in reference to the speaker, her cousin. So may mga tao ngayon na nagtatanong, ano ba itong aming pinanonood? Away ba ito in preparation for 2028 between Speaker Romualdez and Vice President Sara Duterte? Ito lahat yung mga pinag-uusapan, peripherally, depende kung nasaan ka. Kaya yun yung sinasabi kong confusion. I mean, I'm talking to you now as a senator, not as a judge, but as a senator. Umpisa natin doon sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Early on in the decision penned by Justice Leone, ang sinabi niya ay, ang impeachment is a constitutional and a legal process with political characteristics. And then, he proceeded to explain why unbanked 13 voted unanimously na unconstitutional yung articles of impeachment. And in response to the lawyers and to the Vice President, what is your opinion about the decision of the Supreme Court?
Straightforward, Kuya Boy. I think it's a very good decision. I think we will look back 10, 20, 30 years from now and see that it strengthens the process of impeachment by having the right guidelines. I think it will give clear guidelines how to use yung 1/3, yung mode na yon. It will also give guidelines sa House. I think it will also be easier for the Senate in the future, given our experience now. Come to think of it, bakit sinama ang Vice President sa impeachment? Kasi under our Constitution, the Vice President becomes very productive kung bibigyan mo siya ng ahensya o departamento. Kung hindi, yun yung tinatawag, hindi ako tinatawag talaga to sa political science na spare tire. Naghihintay ka, di ba? Kung kailangan ka maging presidente. Okay. So, ang theory kasi dyan, Kuya Boy, one more day in office as COA chairman, as Chief Justice, as President, hindi kakayanin ng bansa kung kailangan ka impeach. Medyo may diferensya ng konti sa Vice President eh. Kasi wala ka naman power. Wala ka naman hawak na pondo. Diba? So, that's why we were saying, every day ang pinag-uusapan namin sa Senate, bakit hindi sila mag-focus sa problema ng ating bansa, mag-focus na palakasin yung ebidensya, i-file na lang ng February 6. Even if the Supreme Court reconsiders, Kuya Boy, it'll take a month, tapos yung kabila naman mag-motion for reconsideration, by that time, February 6 na eh. Diba? That's why nga many come to the conclusion na ang hinahabol dito yung hindi siya ma-impeach. Pero ipagbawal na pwede siyang tumakbo sa 2028. Diba? So, kung ikaw makakalaban mo si Sara at sa survey sunod-sunod mataas, gusto mo naman na matanggal na siya. Ngayon, on the other hand, kung may masama talagang ginawa, ba't mo papayagan na tumakbo? So, to your question,
about the decision of the Supreme Court.
About the decision of the Supreme Court, why I say it's a good decision? One, because it gave context to all of this. Yes, accountability, pero hindi mo rin pwedeng basta't gamitin sa kalaban mo. Yes, accountability, pero may process. Yes, may 1/3 express lane, pero hindi mo pwedeng hindi ipakita sa lahat ng congressman. So yung yung decision might hurt right now, but long term, it's very clear. The reality is, it's the first time under this Constitution na Vice President ay ni-impeach. It's also the first time na you're going to use that mode that way. So natural magkakaroon ng ano dyan sa interpretation. It's the first time, Kuya Boy, na fina-file yung articles of impeachment the last day of session, tapos may election. Di ba? So,
pero ni-raise yan ng House of Representatives, MR, na sumunod kami, 10th day, it-transmit namin. You know, it's in there.
I agree, Kuya Boy, and you know.
But what was not mentioned is what you're saying, that the next day was a start of the campaign.
What I'm saying is two things, Kuya Boy. Number one, in the end, we can argue all we want, but there has to be someone who will decide it.
May arbiter ka dapat.
May arbiter, and it's the Supreme Court, okay?
Hindi yan nagbabiolate doon sa the principle of the three branches being equal.
No.
Because that's being raised also in the motion for reconsideration.
Ang parating sinasabi kasi, di ba, na may power ang Senate, House, Presidente, Supreme Court.
Okay.
Ang hindi sinasabi, precisely nga, ang power ng Supreme Court is to interpret the Constitution. So, in-exercise lang nila yun eh. Nakalagay ba sa desisyon, bawal i-impeach si Vice President? Hindi. Nakalagay ba doon na dapat ma-impeach? Hindi. In-interpret nila yung proseso. In-interpret nila yung due process.
May isang process na sinasabi ng motion for reconsideration na first time nilang narinig. Yung giving the Vice President a chance to defend herself. Saan daw nanggaling?
I agree, it looks like something new, but that's in the Bill of Rights. So, ang question ko nga dun kay Senator Marcoleta and to all the critics, may mali ba doon? So, what if, Kuya Boy, nanalo si Vice President Lenny and nanalo si Senator Kiko? Pero let's say si Senator Trillanes ngayon, gusto niyang i-impeach si Senator Kiko. And let's say the Speaker wants to be Vice President. Tingin mo tama na 1/3 pipirma, hindi alam ng 2/3, tapos hindi man lang ipapakita kay Vice President Kiko na meron charge against, tapos doon ka na magpaliwanag sa Senate.
I get it.
And then pagkapangit sa Senate, we spent all this capital. You know, Kuya Boy, siguro I want to make that point. What people don't understand is that anything we do at this level, there's so much goodwill, there's so much political capital. So we have to make sure when we use political capital, we use it well. Or yung tinuturo ng mga magulang natin, huwag mo sayangin ng pera. So eto, hindi to pera, political capital to. Every president, every speaker, every Senate president, every opposition, you just have enough capital. I don't blame them if they want to put their capital in trying to prevent Vice President Sara from continuing as Vice President and bar her from running. Sige, kung yun ang tingin nyo at yun nyo, okay. Pero use it wisely. Because you can't just keep doing it and then as a nation, remember, may context din yan, ha? Inaresto mo yung tatay tapos na-export sa ibang bansa. So again, that's a different issue. We talked about it. But ang point ko, Boy, hindi mo mahihiwalay yun eh. Yes, masasabi mo sa Supreme Court na, sir, stick to the facts, stick to the law. But the political culture and the circumstance will be undermined. I mean, it won't be a living constitution, Kuya Boy, kung hindi makatotoo yung decision mo. So, yes, assume good faith sa House, assume good faith sa Speaker, assume good faith sa complainants. Presume the Vice President is innocent until proven guilty. Presume good faith sa Senate. Lahat yan. Okay. But the Supreme Court has to look at the context. Ano ba context nung natanggal si President Erap? Ano ba context ng ini-impeach si President pero hindi maalis? Ano context ngayon? Ano context nung Kongreso nung pinapirmahan ito? Maybe kung pinag-uusapan natin, Presidente ang tinatanggal mo, pwede mong sabihin, baka pag-initan yung witnesses. Ang Presidente, kalaban ng Vice President ngayon. So kakampi mo administrasyon, hindi mo mapoprotektahan ang mga witnesses mo.